I'm Jackie Wood. Most people call me Jack. I am a past chairman of the Department of Physiology at the Ohio State University College of Medicine, where I still work, but no longer as the department chair. Well, I grew up in Oklahoma. That's my accent. I went to Pittsburgh State, Kansas State branch of Kansas State University in Pittsburgh, Kansas, then on master's and bachelor's degree there, and then a PhD in physiology and biophysics from the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. Well, some of the hot trends really are what are called organoids, and related to regenerative medicine, and also in bioengineering of organs and cell systems, both for research. Enteroids, the idea from stem cells, isolation of stem cells, and then growing up an intestinal tract in culture. Also just for research. I mean, it's rather common now to hear. I just was at a study section, and people are talking about setting up centers for enteroids. Enteroids are models of built up from stem cells of mucosa, mucosal transport of heavy metals, things like that can be studied in chambers as opposed to the whole intact tissue. Oh well, we're very proud of that book. I've been an editor for 3 editions, I believe, third, fourth, and fifth. Very proud of the book. Very proud of the way you all were able to color the illustrations. And in fact, I was quite impressed because most of my illustrations were in black and white, and they look very nice in the book. So I'm very happy about the book. Well, in the very beginning, it was what was his name? Well, Rusty Johnson was involved with that, but I'm blocking on his name at UCLA. Had the idea, and one of the associate editors was Jim Christensen at the University of Iowa, was a gastroenterologist there, and Jim was interested in motility and nervous control and that sort of thing, and he recruited me to do the chapter. I think it's in the first edition. My field is what I now call the little brain in the gut, and it's turning out that the little brain is an independent nervous system. It's precisely that, and if the little brain isn't working correctly, then there will be symptoms. If there's something's wrong in the little brain, much as in the big brain, then there will be symptoms. And the gut doesn't work at all without an enteric nervous system, without a little brain. And we know this, for example, in Hirschsprung's disease, where it's missing congenitally in newborns and young children, who most of the time it'll progress as Ogilvie syndrome, but elimination of the enteric nervous system, then it really doesn't work. There's no propulsive motility. And so abnormalities in areas like irritable bowel syndrome, we now know that irritable bowel syndrome, we just learned in the last year that these individuals have autoimmune antibodies, circulating antibodies that then attack the enteric nervous system and then destroy the enteric nervous system. But oftentimes these individuals will, what is often found in irritable bowel syndrome is patients will go with an irritable bowel symptom-based diagnosis for several years, and then they will eventually obstruct. We call this pseudo-obstruction. In those cases, if you get full-thickness biopsies, what you find is an inflammatory infiltrate and destruction of the enteric nervous system. So this is a big deal because kids, the gut doesn't work without it. And this occurs in kids as well. So what they're looking forward to is parenteral nutrition or a transplant. Those kids. And in this field, it's moving on pretty rapidly because we've identified the antigens that are expressed by the neurons. And what that does is open the door, and that's where we are, for a test, for a strip, drop of blood on a strip on site to get a diagnosis. Because diagnosis, we call them now functional gastrointestinal disorders, diagnosis is based on symptoms. And so I'm very excited about an on-site diagnostic tool.